Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Monday, September 2nd, and we have been going through chapter 10. We're going to finish chapter 10 today. And in chapter 10, he is re-seeing the vision that he saw in chapter 1 with the throne and the wheels and being able to go everywhere. And it was all to point out that God is omnipotent, all power, omnipresent, everywhere, all at once, and omniscient. He knows everything. He sees everything. He's aware of everything. So that brings us to Ezekiel 10, verse 18. Then the glory of the Lord went out from the threshold of the house and stood over the cherubim. And the cherubim lifted up their wings and mounted up from the earth before my eyes as they went out, with the wheels beside them. And they stood at the entrance of the east gate of the house of the Lord, and the glory of the God of Israel was over them. So these cherubim are basically going out, and the glory of God is over them. Don't forget the importance of that threshold. It means leaving something behind and going into a new thing. The note in the Apologetics Study Bible for verse 19 said that the eastern gate was especially significant in Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. For Jews and Muslims, the Golden Gate is the site of the Last Judgment. Jesus ascended from the Mount of Olives on the east side of Jerusalem. He told his disciples he would return to the same place in like manner as he departed. Both Christians and Jews believe the Messiah will re-enter the city through the Golden Gate, from which the glory of God departed. And then in the Cultural Study Bible, it said that this would be the gate of the outer court of the temple. While the temple complex had an east-west orientation, it is unclear how closely tied to this sacred precincts were the buildings and courtyards of the royal palace. It is possible that the gate Ezekiel is referring to in this case is one of those that connected the temple and the palace. If this is the case, then its significance is heightened as Yahweh prepares to abandon both the religious community as well as the secular authorities to their fate. God is getting ready to leave the temple. Verse 20, these were the living creatures that I saw underneath the God of Israel out by the Chebar Canal, and I knew that they were cherubim. Each had 4 faces, each had 4 wings, and underneath their wings the likeness of human hands. And as for the likeness of their faces, they were the same faces whose appearance I had seen by the Chebar Canal. Each one of them went straight forward. Okay, so this is a repeat of the vision that he had seen in chapter 1. So these figures are similar to the biblical cherubim, are found in excavations of sites from other ancient Near Eastern cultures. Their purpose was to signify the presence of royalty. Large statues of such composite creatures flanked the throne of the Assyrian ruler at Nineveh, for example. Their function in the Bible differs somewhat. In Ezekiel's vision, the cherubim transported God in his glory from the threshold of the temple to the east gate of the temple complex. Cherubim appear as servants, worshipers, and guardians of God's holy presence. In addition to the similar living creatures in John's vision, cherubim are found exercising this role in 5 places in the Bible: guarding the access to the garden and to the tree of life, that's in Genesis 3:24, mounted atop the Ark of the Covenant as guardians of the holiness of God in the inner sanctuary. You're going to find that in Exodus, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, Isaiah, and in Psalms. Embroidered up on the veil of the most holy place in the temple, and later on the veil of the temple, that's in Exodus and 2 Chronicles. It's carved in the olive wood and placed inside the inner sanctuary of the temple. That's in 1 Kings in 2 different places. And it's associated with the movement of God's presence in 1 Chronicles, in Psalms, in Ezekiel 10:19, and in Ezekiel 41. So what's going on here is we have God going out towards this eastern gate. He has the cherubim with him, and they are his messengers, they are his guardians. Not that he needs to be taken care of, but they guard the things that he orders them to guard. And it's all happening right in the area where Jesus' ascension happened. There's a lot of significance there. This is a very significant spot. This is where God leaves, and this is where God comes back. And God is getting ready to leave these people and their nasty idolatry. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.